Hello ladies and gentlemen, Keaton here and welcome to Nuclear Throne update number 62. For those of you who do not know, this is the one time a week where we here at Tengu Drop take a look at the latest Nuclear Throne update, grab that changelog, put it into video format for your viewing pleasure, and show you as much as possible. But with that said, before we head into update number 62, let's quickly recap what happened in update number 61. Update number 61 introduced a new secret weapon to the game called the Super Disc Gun, allowing players to fire not one, but 5 spinning discs of death per shot. The update also introduced a modified throne butt for Chicken, a bunch of new art, and Vlambeer started tweaking Little Hunter's combat behavior. A change to Crystal Spiders, various balancing, and fixes made up the rest of the update. Now that we're all caught up, let's check out update number 62. Update number 62's newest additions are mostly cosmetic, and there are so many we're bound to miss at least a few. First up this week are mutation effects. Vlambeer have added little visual indicators to the game to help players immediately identify what mutations are active at any given time. The most obvious example we could find was a halo that appears above poor hopeful mutants that take the strong spirit mutation. Vlambeer note that there are many effects that were added, and it's likely most of these effects are subtle, so don't look too hard. Speaking of possibly subtle effects, a bunch of mutation artwork and some character portraits received changes/makeovers this week. Mutations Last Wish, Recycle Gland, Second Stomach, and especially Extra Feet are just a few of the more notable changes made to the art this week. And speaking of subtle, any players out there who pay attention to Chicken's TV on the main menu may find a new movie on display. What movie is it a reference to? Well, leave that one to the pixel hunting sleuths out there. If subtlety just isn't your thing, for the final cosmetic addition this week, look no further than the boat weapons. Yes, in case a laser sight wasn't enough, boats now leave behind a nice white trail. Never again will players wonder if that boat did or did not in fact travel in the right direction. Interestingly enough, Vlambeer also note under miscellaneous changes that rockets are now accompanied by fire and plasma is accompanied by particles. And that's it for new content this week, so let's check out the fixes and changes. Little Hunter has received multiple tweaks this week, the first being that the explosive jumping jack no longer shows up immediately as a level begins, so players now have a moment to not only collect themselves, but choose where they'd like their final resting place to be. Second, Little Hunter now destroys walls when flying around, so not even walls are safe anymore. And finally, Little Hunter's spread shot now spreads even further. In a nutshell, Little Hunter now spawns later, but will not only destroy players' cover, but also now fires even more chaotically than before. Vlambeer giveth and Vlambeer taketh away. Removals this week include the IDPD from Young Venus's mansion and friction from boats. Explosive freaks wait a bit longer before bum rushing players, and IDPD portals now destroy walls. Fixes this week include cosmetic tweaks to Horror's throne butt text, the golden bazooka, and the HUD. Chicken no longer attacks at normal speed while slow motion is active. A few ultra mutations were named, a rad canister crash was fixed, and not enough rads now flashes on screen when players do not have sufficient rads to use with ultra weapons. And that's the gist of the latest fixes and changes made to the game. If you'd like to read the entire changelog in full for yourself, be sure to check the link in the description below. Now let's check out what the community has been up to. Last week, Steam user Solid issued the Strong Arm Challenge, which asked players how far they could go with the one and only Chicken. The challenge would be won by the previous week's winner, One-Eyed Joe. This week, Solid has issued the Visual Clutter Challenge, asking players to go the distance with an OP Rebel, a few choice weapons, and the Crown of Blood. For all the details regarding this challenge, be sure to check out the link in the description below, listed under Community Link Dump. As we mentioned last week, Steam user Spite is trying to get a Nuclear Throne speedrunning scene started, so if live attempts at amazing Nuclear Throne runs are more your speed, be sure to show Smite some support. And as always, if you ever need any information on Nuclear Throne data, be sure to check out the Nuclear Throne wiki. And that's about it for update number 62. Lil Hunter has become a big pain, although it's now somewhat easier to manage the initial chaos of 5.3. Still, Lil Hunter is chaotic enough to make any poor spawn almost impossible to overcome, due to layouts and an abundance of enemies. Essentially, this is treading similar ground to the original Big Dog fight, so fingers crossed that Little Hunter continues to be worked on. In terms of bugs this week, we encountered at least 2. 3 if we count the weird portal glitch from our latest one-shot video. The first of the 2 bugs we encountered this week is the sprite for the exploding palace guardians not updating to signal that it's about to attack. The second bug we encountered was a crash when Chicken tried to open a large health crate. The actual cause that led to that crash is still unknown. Anyway, if you haven't already purchased Nuclear Throne and you would like to learn more about it, be sure to check out nuclearthrone.com. You can also subscribe to Vlambeer's Twitch channel where they live stream the development of this game every Tuesday and Thursday. Subscribing gives you access to Nuclear Throne emoticons used on twitch.tv as well as a Steam copy of the game. And of course, we here at Tengu Drop do our best to cover the latest Nuclear Throne update every weekend, and we also do a Nuclear Throne playthrough called the One Shot every Thursday. So be sure to check back often or just subscribe to the channel. As always, I'm interested to hear your thoughts on the latest additions and changes made to the game. How do you feel about the cosmetic changes? What about the new tweaks to Little Hunter? Be sure to leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed it, hope it was informative, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!